Hello, this is David. I want to show you something quickly that has changed my life tremendously. I'm not going to waste time, I'm just going to jump right into it. First of all, I'd like to let you know a little bit about me. Okay, so many years ago, or many years when I was much younger, I always had a flair for entrepreneurship. Nevertheless, I couldn't figure out how to make it work, or let's just say I was still young. So as time grew, I kept reading and kept exposing myself to information, but I soon hit a hard rock. The problem was I had no particular skill nor particular product in mind to deliver as value for persons to give me money, because that's the whole bedrock of entrepreneurship. And it seemed like this was a wild dream to be as big an entrepreneur as I wanted to be to many persons around. So it was a big challenge for me, and when I graduated from school, it became worse because it was now a thing of take a job and forget all this your high and lofty dreams. But I knew I never was the job person. I never liked that idea. I never bought into it. So I had to figure out a way. Well, I kept reading, but it happened that someday I stumbled on some information which I'm going to share with you now, and I realized that the problem I thought was a big deal was actually a very small thing. Many people have done it and have made great success from it. So quickly, let me show you what this is in few minutes. First of all, business in 21st century, we have realized some things. First thing is that people are getting uncomfortable with traditional methods. 2020 proved to us that a job should not be all that there is. We need to have more than a job. We need to have some other source of income and all that. And it has driven persons to do a lot of things or to change their lives in many ways. Everybody asking, how can I supplement my job? Salaries are no longer enough. And even if people want to transition out of their jobs, are there any legal ways left for me to make money? Now, this is a big question, especially if you live in my part of the world where it seems like cybercrime and duping people of their money is the in thing. It's a pity, but this is a question that's on the heart, especially young persons. How can I earn from the comfort of my home with my smartphone? Now, this is another thing. It's not just I want to build a home business. How can I make my phone makes me some? How can I ensure that my phone makes me some money? And how can I do this in my home? And that is where I come in. Now, mind you, I'm a lover of Rich Dad Poor Dad and his write-up. And one of the things I like so much, or one of the general idea he paints, is build a home-based business, generate assets from your home-based business. Generate income from your home-based business, buy assets, and then you can scale up and become a very wealthy person. And basically, that's the idea of as a basic financial plan that he gives. And I want to see how that applies for me. Okay, so quickly, let's go. So this being said, it is multiple streams of income is no longer a luxury but a necessity. Okay, so but I have a way for you today, or we have a way. First thing is no huge capital. Now this is a big deal, especially for young persons. For grown persons or for persons that have had some traction in something else, it's not much of a problem. But if you're very young, you don't have thousands and thousands of naira lying somewhere, or thousands and thousands or hundreds of dollars lying somewhere to just put in. You most likely have just little cash. So first of all, there is no huge capital involvement. Earning is instant and daily, so it's based on your work. As long as you bring in work, as long as you bring in sales, you would earn for it. Okay, full-time or part-time. Now it doesn't necessarily have to be full-time. If you want to transition, you can work your current job and commit at least 1 hour to 3 hours a day and you'll be good. Self-employment. Now this is also a big deal. People want to be their own bosses. I understand that. So I could give you that as well. And personal development. Now it's very important. I was just putting on my TikTok some few minutes ago that there are persons that wish to be entrepreneurs and they pretend like they'll have it easy. They forget personal development and mindset. So that is a very important aspect of entrepreneurship. No educational requirements. Now this was something I didn't grasp until I worked with somebody that was not educated. Now I will not lie to you. The first day I met her, I just made up my mind that this lady can't do much for herself, and that was a very bad stereotype because she proved me wrong. 4 weeks later, this lady had become so enthusiastic, and before you know it, she had made more than her current salary, at that time, and it was so exciting for her. All she did was just follow the instructions we had given, and it was beautiful. So it changed my mind. It's not a thing about being able to about a certification. It's more about your interest, your commitment. Not even about your reading, because the lady I'm talking about doesn't even speak English very well. So it's not about your ability to read and write and all of those. So I will prove that to you in a while. Okay. Unique and credible product. Like I said, this whole thing does not make sense if you do not have a product to sell, and that was it for me. So I figured out how to solve that, or this solved that for me. Let me say it like that. Okay. Work for home or office, of course, and you can do business anywhere in the world, and new discovery, great advantage, and all of that. Let's move on. So before we continue, I'd like you to take this little quiz. Suppose I give you 3 million in cash, 3 million naira in cash, and 1 kobo that doubles every day for 31 days. So I ask you to choose between 3 million in cash and 1 kobo that doubles every day for 31 days. Which would you choose? Quickly, I want you to make a choice, okay? And if you chose 3 million, that's actually quite straightforward, so you can have your 3 million. But let's see what happens to 1 kobo actually that doubles every day for 31 days. Remember, what that means is that today is 1 kobo, tomorrow is 2, next is 4, and it continues like that until the 31st day. And the 31st day, it stops. So let's see. 11 days down the line, 1 kobo becomes 10 naira, 24 kobo. That is very small. It cannot do anything now. Currency right now, Nigerian currency is really falling, and it's obvious that 10 naira can hardly do anything. So it's a very small sum compared to 3 million, and this is 11 days. Okay, but stay with me. 16 days, it becomes 327 naira. Now this is already half the month. Half the month, and it's just 327 naira. This is less than 1% of 3 million. 1% is actually a joke. Less than 0.00%. And it's nothing tenable, right? Fine. 22 days down the line, it becomes 20,000 naira. Now 20,000 naira is now reasonable, but it's still nothing compared to 3 million. You can't compare 20,000 to 3 million. There's no basis, okay? Now, what happens is that in 31 days, that 1 kobo becomes 10.7 million. Now, yes, check my maths. My maths are very accurate, or my math is very accurate. Notice that everything follows up until 10.7. So the question is how? What I just showed you is compound interest. And so long as you can keep increasing your potential to earn, you can grow at a very rapid rate once you hit a threshold. This is the main idea that pushed me into what I am doing right now. It was like, is this possible? I thought and thought, how can I make this a real thing? And I figured out, first of all, this is not possible on your own. You can only do this via leverage. What I mean by leverage now is not depending on your own effort, but on the effort of other persons. That's what I mean in this context. Okay, that word is coined from levers, and levers are simple machines. Okay, so what that means is, just let me put an idea. I could on one hand make 100% money on my effort. Okay, now I spent 100% of my day, 100% of my effort, and I make 100%. Okay, but I could also make 1% from 100%, or maybe 1,000%. You will notice that as the persons that are making 1% from increase, I will eventually beat my 100% effort, no matter how large my effort gives me. Why? Because I'm leveraging on the efforts of other persons, and there's nothing as golden as that. Okay, now this was a big deal for me, and I thought, how is this possible? Obviously, there has to be networking. You have to connect with persons, and you have to build something together with persons. It can't be on your own effort. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so let me dive straight into the business, and this is actually based off of the network marketing model. Now, before I lose you, I have listened to persons make a lot of comments as regards to the network marketing model, but I want to give you an opportunity to see what I see through my eyes, and then judge for yourself. Okay, that's basically what I'm here to do. So let's go quickly. The idea is a business model is a business model that depends on person-to-person sales by independent representatives, often working from home. What does this mean? It means that I am not a product owner, but I can represent a brand or a product and make sales to or in my community and in my network, and the company will pay me for it. So I will explain that in a bit. First, but before we move on, I need to know that there are 5 things that make up a beautiful network marketing model. First thing is there must be a high quality product. Next, you must have a beautiful distribution network. Next, you must have an attractive compensation plan. What I mean by compensation plan is, how is the said company going to pay you for your effort? Next, there must be capable management. It's going to be a very bad thing to trust your business into somebody that cannot handle a company. That would be one of the worst things ever. And last, there must be proven results. I always say, except if you're a veteran in network marketing or this is not your first time you have some results, do not join a company that is fairly new. Because a company that's fairly new will probably have a lot of challenges they have never seen. And those challenges could make all the difference for you. So you have to be careful about that. But let me move on quickly. Now, let me explain the idea. Now, this is the conventional travel process for a product from manufacturer to consumer. So first of all, once a product is manufactured, there must be a national distributor in every country. Then there will be a wholesaler. Then there will be some form of sales force and advertisement. Then there will be retailers who will then sell to the consumers. Now, if you are aware and conversant with product travel, you will know that the amount of money that is spent between the manufacturer and consumer is a lot. It has great effects on the final cost of the product or of the service, and that means a lot. Okay. Now, if a network marketing method is employed, we cut this middleman and we just have distributors. Now, who are they? The company, first of all, does not do any marketing, does not do any social media presence and all of those kind of things. What the company relies on is, okay, you guys should try out my product. If you like it, tell your friends about it. That's all the company is saying. If you tell your people about it and they come and say, oh, I'll make a purchase because of my friend told me, I would pay you a compensation for that. That is the whole idea. Okay, that is what it's based on. Now let me move on and give you a little example of this before I go to the next thing. So for example, I did a research and I noticed that the cost of production average for a denim shirt is about $7. When you add up materials and laundry and all of that, you have about $13. The wholesale price of this shirt is about $25 and suggested retail price goes up to $50 or $60. You can see the difference between this $50 and $13 is a lot. That difference is going to the middlemen and the retailers, and of course the company will take its profit. And that is a very, very, very large chunk of the money paid. Now, if a network marketing method is employed, distribution teams are built and the difference is shared among the distributors who are also the consumers. So instead of paying this difference to singular persons and middlemen, let's give trade open for the crowd and say that, okay, if you like my product and you tell your friend about it, I'll pay you for it. And mind you, this is one thing we do every day. You know, people always feel this emotional attachment we want to have when it comes to giving information for somebody and we get paid for it. We feel like maybe I'm maybe I'm duping my friend. But that's not the case if you're giving value. That's why I talked about good product, and that's not the case if you're helping them their lives. Okay? Now, that is very important to understand, because I want to show you that what actually network marketing is saying is, let's use my headset for instance. I bought this headset, I like the headset, actually I like this headset. I bought this headset, I like the headset, and my friend sees my headset and says, oh, this is a very nice headset, I like the sound quality and whatever. How do I get one? And I said to the person, okay, go to this site, make an order here. The difference in network marketing is that, or normally we do that, okay, and we don't get paid for it. The difference in network marketing is that once that person says, okay, makes his order, the company will say, thank you for the advertisement. Here is the advertisement cost on their end, and for me, here's the compensation I'm giving you. That's the idea. Okay, so let's move on. So the company I'm with and the company I represent is Superlife, and this company has actually transformed my life in many ways. Actually, I like to always say that I didn't start off with this company as a distributor. It was just product use. I heard about the product, or we heard about the product. Now I'm talking about my family, and we tried it, and it happened to be a very tremendous thing. Let's move on. So what's the company profile? The company was founded in Malaysia in 2017, came to my country in Nigeria in 2018, but had a full opening in 2019. There was quick expansion in 2020, and great results has been happening since then. It's also important to see that Superlife is all over the internet. Why this is important is, so you know, it's not a hidden thing. You can just Google Superlife right now and you know our products, and you hear the testimonies people have had, you hear the results that many people have had. So it's not just I am telling you, it's that many people have confirmed it. Let's move on. So we have a worldwide reach currently over more than 50 countries. Superlife is more than 50 countries and is looking to expand. I am looking to expand to reach many other countries. I have done business with a couple of countries, but I'm looking to grow the reach to the ends of the earth, literally. So let's move on. Our results speak. In 2017, Superlife had a goal of 4 million. They did 3 million in annual sales. 2018, they did about 12 million. In 2019, they did 40 million. 2020, our increase was over 200% from 2019. I can't remember exactly, but I know it was about 92 or 98 million. I can't remember, but that was about the figures. Okay, so this is the management team. These are the heads or the brains behind the company, and our CEO Lighter King is a veteran as far as business is concerned, and he has proved himself worthy and proved that his team is strong enough and tough enough to fight whatever challenges that they have seen. Moving on, what is Superlife offering you? 4 things. First, improve your health. Now, Superlife is a health-based company, and they have a variant of products which I'll talk about in a minute. And their flagship product being ST30, a very unique product. Now, remember I told you that my first encounter was with product. Now it was with this ST30 I'm about to talk about. It's tremendous. Let me not say more now. Let's just wait. Okay. Next thing is boost your finance. You don't have enough cash, or you need some extra cash, or you need to build a home business like I am doing. All you have to do is let people know about Superlife. Let people know about ST30. Let people make a purchase, and Superlife will say thank you and give you a sum for your effort. Next is it help people improve their health and finance. Now I know I've met some persons that they don't really have much issue with regards to their health or maybe their finance, but there are persons around you that need health relief, that need financial relief. Don't be scared to share. You could just save a life, literally. And lastly, there's a large community. Now people also need community. I've seen that a lot. Superlife just came back from Dubai last year in May, and there'll be another trip next year. I can't remember the country now, and so just go on and on and on. So if you want to meet, you want to interact with persons, this is a large community as well. So let's move on. So what are our products? We have 5 products. I'm going to show you 4 here. Then I'll talk about one majorly. Then the others there are videos for every other thing. So the first product is the flagship product, ST30. I'll talk about it in a minute. Next one is Superlife Colon Care. Then we have an SIC, we have SNC. Now, newly released, we have the Superlife Super Root Coffee. Okay, it's a very special coffee. So for those of you that love coffee and you want to take a coffee that is much more healthy, Superlife Root Coffee is the in thing for you. So for that, there was a video where I talked about that. I can't do that now. So let's move on. Now, what is this ST30? It's basically a health supplement, okay? And let me just say it like this. It has done tremendous works as far as people's healths are concerned. Okay, I'll explain what that is in a second. Now, it's made up of 6 major ingredients, as you can see, and the major one we talk about a lot is this Malus domestica, the apple. It's a very special breed of apple. It's not the common apple you have. It's an apple that is bred only one place in the world, and it has crazy properties, ranging from self-healing properties to regeneration and a lot. It's said to have one of the highest concentrations, or have high concentration of stem cells. I can't talk about stem cells in this video because that's not the purpose, but if you want more information on that, like I said, there's a video for that. Okay, so let's talk about ST30 a bit more. So ST30, first of all, is not a drug, or it's a food supplement. Now, why is this important to note? Or it's not medicine. Why is it important to note is that you are not certified to sell drugs and medicines except you are a medical professional in any field. Okay, if you're not even in any field, this is even limited to some fields. Okay, but on the other hand, food supplements are natural based. They are natural because of their natural content. You're allowed to sell it. Okay, but what makes ST30 very special? What ST30 does is building immunity at a cellular level via plant stem cell technology. Now, stem cell technology is a big topic. You can Google it, you can read about it, and there are many researches about it. Okay, but one thing that plant stem cell technology tries to hinge on is not the common stem cell researches and therapies that we have, but rather stem cell nutrition. So in our bodies, we have a series of cells called the stem cells that can aid healing in many ways. So the question scientists that came about this had is, what if we can just nourish these stem cells and have them do their jobs? They were already supposed to help us heal. So why not we just push them to do that? And guess what? It works so much because when you take ST30, it will energize your cells, and your cells fight the diseases they may come in contact with. So that's what ST30 does. It's not a curative drug in itself. It's not a curative supplement. All it does is nourish your cells. Your cells then do the work, and you'll be so shocked at the results that ST30 is having. I wish I could tell you how much results. I wish I could show you how much, but you can just Google it. It has been found to improve tremendous cases like cancer, diabetes, kidney problems, high blood pressure, and so on. I can give you, these are personal testimonies here. I've had personal cases of cancer, diabetes, kidney problems, high blood pressure. The list is long. Many people have said, oh, my condition was this, and when I tried on STC30 and this is what it came. So like I said, unique, incredible product, right? I wanted to represent something that gives value, and this gives value as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Next thing is, since it fights at the cellular level, it could avert many health conditions at once. Like I said, it's not about a health condition, it's about your cellular health. When your cellular health is fixed, your general well-being is fixed. And it's authorized by a lot of drug control agencies, including NAFDAC. Now, this is very important because the authenticity of the supplement must be validated. Okay, so there are many validations for that. Currently, it's valued at 3,000 naira. This could change based on interest rates. The dollar value is $110 for 2 packs. Let's move on. Okay, so how then do you get started? How do you build this business I'm talking about? First thing is, you should be a customer. The company wants you to try their product so that it's not just, you're not telling people, making statements to people. You're telling people's results. Okay, it's not just, hey, come, I heard something that works. You know that this works for real. So the first thing is purchase your products and use for your own self. Then we have a next class category, which is retail the products. Then we have the last category, which is what I'm interested in and which is what I want to help you be a distributor. Be a distributor for Superlife and help spread this ST30 to persons that need it, and Superlife will pay you very well for it. And that's the story. Okay, so how do you get started? There are 4 packages. You just have to make your, like I said, it's just make your own purchase, buy your own ST30, and you're registered. Or it doesn't even have to be ST30, it can be any of the products, and you're registered to be a distributor if you want. Okay, so the first thing is the super package, which gets you 22 packs of ST30, which is 11 months supply. This is not the video where I give my testimony of my personal testimony with family, but I like to say that one of the greatest testimonies I've ever had was my uncle who took 24 packs of S30 and before he was relieved. So you see that people can take that much, yes. And I also know the lady I was talking about now that I said was illiterate, quote unquote, took just a pack and had her relief. So it's based on the people's health condition. So you can't say that this is enough. We can only say that I can beat my chest and say that give S30 a try for 30 days. 30 days alone, that's a 30-day therapy. And be convinced yourself. See if you won't come rejoicing, okay? So first, the super package costs about 660,000 naira, which is $1,100. Okay? So this gets you straight into the business. This is the highest package on the business. If you do get in on this point, you have unlimited earnings, okay? But there are limits on every other package. The Supreme package costs about 330,000 naira, $550. It gets you 10 packs, but there's no limit here too, sorry. But the star package is 66,000 naira, gets you 2 packs. Now this is the least I always advise because this is 1 month supply and it's what everybody should use. Everybody should use at least a month's supply, and it costs 66,000 naira. But there are limits. There are daily earning limits and monthly earning limits, but you can see they are still very large. Then we have the last package, which is starter, which costs 36,300, and you can see there are also daily limits and monthly limits. This gets you 1 pack of ST30. Let me move on quickly. Okay, so next up, how does the company pay you for your sales? Okay, so there are 7 ways it pays you, and I'm going to talk about the first 4 and leave the last 3 for the sake of time and complexity. So let's go. First one is the referral or sponsorship bonus. So now what this is that you speak to somebody about a product and the person says, okay, I want to make a purchase, and he makes his payment. The company gives you a sponsorship bonus for that. Now, if you're a super account and you were able to sell to a super account, the company pays you $350 for that service. Okay, if it was a Supreme you sold to it, the company pays you $175. If it was Star, the company pays you $30, and if it was Starter, the company pays you $15. Moving on, if you were a Supreme and you sold to a Super, the company pays you $160. Now, there's a remainder of $190. This $190 is rolled up. I'll explain what rolled up means in a minute, so just stay with me. So if you were a Supreme to a Supreme, the company pays you $175. Start to a Supreme, the company pays you $30, and a Starter to a Supreme, the company pays you $15. If it was a Start to a Super, the company pays you $80 and rolls up $270. Started Supreme, the company pays you $75, rose up $100. Start, the company pays you $30 and rolls up nothing because you take the full amount. If it was a starter account, the company pays you $15 for work done. Now, for the last one, starter sold a super, company pays you $40 and rolls up $310. If a Supreme, company pays you $37.5, rolls up $137.5. So the starter, company pays you $15 and rolls up $15, and the starter, company pays you $12.25 and rolls up $2.5. Now, I want you to see that as the packages differ, I want you to see that the earning per package differ based on the package size you have. That's why everybody eventually wants to get to the super position, and there's no problem with that because you can easily upgrade. Move on. So now what is this roll up I've been talking about? Now, I'll give you a scenario here. So there's a super that sold a super account, and this super sold a star, and this star sells a new super. Now, for this new super, the company releases $350 to be paid. Now, this star has a limit and he earns $80, paid him instantly. Now, what is left is $270. Now, what happens to this $270 is simple. A half of it goes to an upline in form of a roll up. So this super here just wakes up 1 a.m. the next day and sees $135 because of the sale of this super. Okay, and then the other half is saved in this star's upgrade wallet. Now, this is for support for the star. So the star wants to upgrade eventually and become a super, of course. So the account, so instead of him losing all of these 270, the company helps him save 135 towards his upgrade. Now, moving on. Next one is the pairing bonus, and this is where the money is actually. So first of all, I want you to know that the 4 packages all have a pairing value. 2 supers have a pairing value of 1,000 pairing points, which is $160. 2 supremes have a value of 500 pp, which is $80. 2 stars have 100 pp value, which is $16, and 2 starters has $8 value or 50 pairing points, at $8 value. Moving on. So what does this pairing mean? Now, I'm going to give you an idea of what it means. Now, you have 2 arms, your left and your right. Now, once you make a sale, you can decide where you want to position your new account. So if it's on your left, the company automatically, the system adds 50 pairing points to your left. Now, this 50 pairing points stays here infinitely until it has another account on the other side to pair with, which is another sale, 50 pairing point. Now, what happens is that by 12 midnight, if your time is GMT 00, but if your time is GMT +1, like it is in Nigeria, it will be 1 a.m. and you can find your time zone based on your country. The company pays you a pairing point of $8, which is the value of 2 starters. Okay, so if this happens again, you have 50 here, you have 50 here, the company pays you $8 again, you have 50 here again. Now, mind you, this 250 would pair for this starter here. Now you have another starter here, you have a 50 value again, the company pays you 8. Now you notice that you were paid twice on this second level. Now it keeps doubling per level. So based on the account size you have, so long as you have a big network of people pushing and selling our product, company pays you small stipends of as little as $8, okay, for a pairing of 2, which means that every account size at least has a $4 value. Very small amount, right? But remember, 1 copper, that doubles every day for 31 days. This keeps on doubling per level and it really has an infinite reach. Let me move on. What if it was not a starter but a super account which has a pairing point of 1,000, and on the other side a star account which has a pairing point of 100? Now what happens is that by 1 a.m. it pairs out this 100 and gives you $16, which is the value of the 100, and this happens infinitely, like I said. Moving on, let's just look at a little projection. What if I come in today as a super account and I'm registered 2 super accounts, and I'm able to sell 2 super accounts? What happens? On one side, the company pays you sponsorship bonus for one account and pays you for the other account, which totals to $700. Then you have the pairing values of each of them, which totals to $160. Then you have the next bonus, which is called key-in bonus. Now, this bonus is that I picked up my system on my phone and I keyed in somebody's details into the system. Now, the company will pay me for that service. Now, the value it pays me based on the account I register, and also it's only paid to supers. Every account can register, but only supers earn this. Now, this comes up to a total of $920, which is an 3.6 return on investment if you consider your $1,100 as an investment. So you have a 3% return. That is large, and as far as I'm concerned, it's fair enough. Moving on, if you have 2 supremes, the company pays you $280 pays you a parent bonus of $80 for the both parents, and there is no what's it called now? There's no key-in bonus for this, so you have a 65.4 return on investment. If you're a star, you do the same thing. Company pays you $60 and pays you $16 for pairing, and that comes up to $76, which is a 69 return on investment. If you're a starter, you're not left out. You have $25 for sponsorship, and you have $8 for pairing, which comes up to $33, which is 54.5 return. So you see that when I make my claims and beat my chest and say it's possible, I'm showing you just at basic level, just replicating yourself, being able to sell your package. The company is you already have an assured 50% return, on investment. Now, quickly, the last thing I want to show you before I move on is I want to show you a 1 year earning potential. Now, this is the best part for me as far as I'm concerned, and quickly I want to show it to you. So let's take an ideal case now. Let's agree that we work together, and in the next 1 month you recruit 2 persons on your package, and let's assume that all of us are stars. Okay, you recruit 2 persons to build the business, or you make a sale of 2 packs, and that in the next 1 month from then you have your recruits or your business partners do the same thing, have 2 new recruits. Now let's see what happens in a 12-month period. Now mind you, all the accounts that are recruited or that we're selling is just star. Let's just use only star. Find that if you do this consistently for 12 months, your 2 persons will generate you a total of 8,190 people in your system. Now this comprises of both customers and distributors. And is this large? Yes, it's this large. It could be this large based on your work ethics, of course. I have to state that at this point. Now let's move on. This is no money, so let's happen. Remember, it's just $16 for a pairing of 2 stars. Now what happens at the end of 12 months is you have a total of $65,000 earned from pairing alone. Now this is as a function of the leverage I have always been speaking about. Leverage was 8 for me, so I'm just earning $8 from the effort of each person in my system, and by the time I earn about $8 from 8,000 persons, I'm earning over $65,000, and this is very possible. It's obvious, of course, it's based on your work ethics, because some people have really lazy work ethics and very bad work ethics, and they expect to get the best results. It doesn't work like that. You have to put in the work, you have to put in the time, but that is not a problem because we know how to, and we can show you how to. Now, this is what it is for if everyone was a star. If everyone was a starter, it is about 32,000. Supreme was 327,000. Super is 665,000. Now, this is just what an earning potential could be in 1 year. Yes, and I have seen people do great things in Super Life. I have met persons that have hit much more than this in a year. So it's very possible. Okay, now let's move on to the last aspect of this video. Okay, so finally, I want you to know that limits here are boundless. Just like I've shown you, you can make as little as much as you choose. All you need is your commitment. That is the skill that is required, not really anything prior. If you have your commitment to it, don't worry, we can put you through every other thing. Now, this is the only industry I have seen where the most unskilled person make more than they're used to by just sharing information. I think I have given you the explanation of the person I have met who did beautifully, even though she was uneducated. Next, to get started, you just need to place an order for your own products at least 36,000 naira, and there is no business in the world where you can start with such an amount and still have a wild potential. Trust me, I know what it feels like, and if you built a business before, you know that 36,000 naira is a very small amount of money to build a large business from. And best yet, you can create your own package. Now, let's assume I have worked with somebody actually that didn't have this money to get started and build her own business, but I showed her how, and before you know it, she didn't have to ever spend a dime from her pocket, and she still got started and still started making or earning money from Super Life. So let's move on. So success in network marketing, I have to state this at this point, is hinged on 3 things. The first thing is a good company. Second thing is a good product, and the third thing is a support system. Now I have shown you the first 2, and it is what it is. But people underplay support systems. They join teams and companies or teams without functional systems, and they get frustrated and they run out and say network marketing does not work. Okay, you need a good upline that can support you and can show you how to do this, that can mentor you, that can give you the right tools and the right information you need. Now, I must say to you that it was a hard thing for me, especially being a young person. Many of my uplines were old, and because of that, they didn't see it from the eyes of a youth. And that was a real challenge. I had questions like, how can I take this business online? How can I make it social? It was tough for me. But the good thing now is I have figured it out. And that is a plus. Now, this is my offer to you. First things, I'm going to give you the top 3 relevant books for your growth. Now, those of you that are book readers, you want to understand how this works, you want to understand how to make this work, I'll give you the books that I feel are my best books. Okay? I will also give you access to communities. Now, I'll just plug into relevant communities. There are many communities online outside, and one of the best things you can ever have is have persons that keep your fire burning. As long as you're already always gathering information, at least you're certainly on the right path to success. So I'll plug you into relevant communities. I'll give you all my tools and materials. And this is a big deal, especially if you are if you want to make results as quickly as possible. If you're just looking at, okay, let me just try this and see how it goes, it takes a long time to generate tools and materials. Trust me, it took me a long time to generate a lot of things. Like I told you, I was trying to take a business from a local setting to an online setting, and I had to develop a lot of tools and materials. But right now I have developed them, so I'll share mine with you. Next thing I'm going to give you, you don't have access to our 1-hour weekly calls where we talk about super life, talk about the challenges, we talk about the opportunity, how to make sense out of it, the things to do, training basically. Then our bi-monthly calls, which is a larger community of friends that are in network marketing generally. We talk about a lot of things ranging from how to build a network marketing, to mindset, to skill sets, to tools, and all of those things. So I'm going to give you access to that as well. Then I'm going to help you define your goals and how to get there. Now, this is very important. This is what every upline should do, and I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to sit with you. We'll see what your goals is in the next 3 months or in the next 90 days. We'll define it and I'll show you how we can get there. Yes, my goal is to get you to your first earnings as quickly as possible and also get you independent. There's no point me dragging you along. I want you to be making enough money so much that you're convinced and you build your business wider than I can ever get to on your own. Okay? Also, I want to help you prepare a 90-day campaign and walk by you through it. Now, to have results, you need to put in consistent effort for a period of at least 90 days. I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to explain the concept and you would have great results from there. So moving on, I feel like I should give a price discount. So this is my offer to you. So as a little support and encouragement, I thought, why not I give you a gift? So if you start building your business with me in the next 7 days, I'll sell 10% of the package of your choice. Whatever package of your choice, I'll pay 10% as my support, as my encouragement for you. So the next thing and the last thing I have here is money bank guarantee. Yes, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. So this is my offer to you. If in 3 months you don't make at least your capital, I would refund you the remaining 90% and you can still keep the product. Now, in 3 months, I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to show you all the activities you need. But if you do not make your results or make the results we set or the goals we set after doing everything I have told you to do, I'll refund you your capital. But remember, the only term and condition here is that you listen to me and I show you exactly what you do and you do exactly what I have said. As simple as that. So I have taken off all the risks from you. I don't know what else you want. All I'm saying is come and see and let me show you that this would be the best business decision you could ever have made. Yeah. So to get this offer, all you have to do is fill the form below if you came in via a link, or contact the person that invited you to see this and sign up within the next 7 days. Now remember, I have a 7-day offer that is going to expire in exactly 7 days. To make sure you sign up and make a contact within the next 7 days, and we can move on from there. So thank you very much for your time. I hope to hear from you soon. I'm looking forward to working. So thank you very much for your time. I'm looking forward to working with you.